John Podesta famously, it was the Democrats had just won the midterms. Clinton had just won the midterms, and John Podesta, and everybody thought, oh, we've sort of moved past the idea of impeachment. It's not going to happen. It's going to be great. We're going to have everything. We're going to have Democrats everywhere. It's going to be fabulous. And John Podesta, who's an extremely avid runner, he was running through Rock Creek Park, which is a famous park here in DC, over Thanksgiving. He was just running, and he started to sort of see the numbers in his head. And he started to realize that Tom DeLay didn't need the midterms in order to launch an impeachment. And that Monday, John walked into the Oval Office and said, Mr. President, they're going to impeach you, and we need to build a war room right now. And, that really solidified him. He was the deputy chief of staff at the time. And when Erskine Bowles, the preceding chief of staff, left, John was the natural successor because he understood the map and all of the politics that go on. And he understood that there were ways in which impeachment was going to happen, and it was inevitable. And he sort of foretold this whole nightmare for President Clinton. And, it really put them on the offense instead of the defense. So, yeah, you basically have to be able to call impeachment all the time. All the time.
But also, I mean, I'm not quite sure that it needs to be that extreme. But
it should be.
But the other aspect is that's misunderstood at times is you need to be removed from the politics as well. You can't be the cause of the office politics. And you need to be fair. You need to be the impartial person at the center, because you need to then be able to say no, or you're wrong, or you need to know this. And without being the one that's feeding into the drama.
Well, and I just want to point out, that's why the chief of staff needs to be Switzerland. If you have a P&L under you, then you're going to advocate for those resources. You're going to want those things, right? And then you can't advocate broadly for the organization, which is really your ultimate remit. I think a lot of people think that the chief of staff is tethered to an executive. And yes, the executive hires you and there is a relationship that needs to be maintained. But ultimately, the job of the chief of staff, and why it's different from an executive assistant, just to pull it all around here, is you're moving the organization forward on behalf of the executive. You are not responsible for the day-to-day intricacies of the executive. And so it's really important to be neutral and to play Switzerland. And I think a lot of companies get that wrong.